Welcome back to the channel, guys, and what we're doing today is a quick talk through something that's very important to any of us that spends any time on our feet, whether that's hiking, whether that's in the military, and that is foot care in the field. So then I spent 25 years in the Parachute Regiment in the regular army. Most of that was in the Pathfinders. I also spent another 8 years in the reserves. In the Parachute Regiment, for anyone that doesn't know, you spend an awful lot of time on your feet, covering huge distances, carrying a lot of weight as well, especially in the Pathfinders. So I've got a fair bit of experience. I've made all the mistakes that you can make when it comes to looking after your feet. And what this is just a bit of a run through, talking through some of my experience of what I do now to look after my feet when I'm hiking and stuff, just so that you guys don't have to make the same mistakes. So I'll go through bits of kit that I use, things that I do to look after my feet, to prevent blisters, to prevent your feet from getting any worse than they may already be. And then I'll talk through my experience as I'm going through that, and then I'll summarise at the end. Okay then, so before I even start going into actually your feet itself, one of the most important things to do when you're out hiking, hill walking, whether you're a soldier or whatever, is have a decent pair of boots that are well worn in, okay? Now, you don't have to go out spending ridiculous amounts of money, but if you're going to invest in anything at all when it comes to outdoor kit, it needs to be your footwear, because without your footwear, without your feet being comfortable, everything else is irrelevant, okay? You can spend, you know, a fortune on a rucksack, on a tent and a sleeping bag, but if you're not going to get from A to B, all the rest of that kit is useless. Plus the actual comfort that you're going to feel from a decent pair of boots is absolutely, it's critical. Okay, so I'm not going to say get these boots, get those boots, because boots are a very personal thing, okay? And what will work for one person is not potentially going to work for another person. But these are a pair of Mindals. These are a very decent pair of boots. They've got a good sole on them, good ankle support, nice and comfy as well around the top there, and just give me a good level of comfort. But there's loads of great brands out there. Go and check them out and do your research. When you're wearing your boots then, obviously, if you're going to go out doing a hard, tough hike, you know, 20, 30 miles or whatever, or multi-day hike, whatever, don't go putting your boots on brand new thinking I've walked around the garden in them and they feel comfortable and think that's okay. All right, it's not. You need to wear your boots in. So as much as you can, just take them out for short walks. Obviously build it up, go for a relatively short one to start with, and then build it up, go for some walks around your local countryside, around like parks or whatever you might have the opportunity to do. But make sure you've worn them in before you go out and take them on a more challenging hike. So that's the boots. Also with the boots then, personally, I don't use the insoles that come with the boots. I've had various lower limb injuries during my time in the military, as you do in the Parachute Regiment. So I have to have arch supporting insoles. Now, these are Superfeet insoles. You can probably see these are quite well worn, but they've got a little bit more of an arch support on them. Again, that's a very personal thing. It depends on your gait, any injuries you may have had, you know, things like that. But definitely it's worth investing in also not just the boots, but at least a half decent set of insoles. Some people out there, you know, it might work for you using the insoles that come with the boots, and some boots do come with better insoles than others, but don't overlook insoles, okay? And you know, the bonus is once you've got a decent set of insoles and you've worn these in as well, and you've worn them for miles and miles, you can switch these between your different sets of boots. And you know, you've already got part of your boot that's suited and worn into you as well. So that's insoles. Right then, so going on from your boots and your insoles then, the next thing is your socks, okay? Now, I'm not going to recommend any particular types of socks. These are Bridgedale socks, but basically whatever suits your feet best. But what you want to be doing is getting at least a half decent set of socks that are going to give you a bit of cushioning for your feet. They're going to give you some comfort and also help wick away the sweat as you're walking, especially in warm climates. Like it's getting quite warm in the UK right now. So don't skimp on your socks. Make sure you've got something decent. When you get into your bivvy at night then, what you want to be doing is taking the socks off, powdering your feet and changing your socks. So having some decent foot powder then. So this is my Kota Athlete's foot powder. So it's antifungal. Again, I'm not going to say this is the stuff to get, but this stuff is good. Make sure you've got decent foot powder and it helps dry out your feet and just helps them recover from the day's walking. Another thing you can do then is, this is my wash kit here, is make sure you've got a set of nail clippers in your kit somewhere, in your wash kit or your medical kit or wherever. So just a little tiny set of nail clippers, they don't weigh much at all. But if you don't keep on top of making sure your nails are trimmed, especially on longer hikes when you're out for several days on end, then that can potentially cause an issue if you're not keeping on top of that. Also, what I keep in here is a small towel, okay? So it's just a cut down piece of pack towel. And if your feet are wet, then you can obviously use this to dry your feet before you're going to powder them as well. Okay, I've got a tiny little nano, in fact, first aid kit here. And inside here, I've got a few things that are relevant to foot care. First one being Vaseline. Okay, you can use Vaseline to help prevent blisters. So if you feel the build-up of a hot spot in a certain area, this can actually help prevent a blister. Then I've got some tape. Okay, so zinc oxide tape is absolutely great for dressing blisters, or again, addressing areas that are going to be a blister if you feel a hot spot starting to occur, to prevent that friction. And then in here, I've got a whole load of plasters and stuff as well, just to help dress those blisters. You can get specific blister plasters, but I find just normal plasters work fine. So that's the first aid kit. And as you can see, that's quite a compact first aid kit there, with a few things that are relevant to foot care. And the last thing here then is some spray-on action plaster. Now, this was developed by an ex-Pathfinder. I didn't serve with him, he's a few years older than me. But this basically, you can spray onto areas that you think you may be getting a blister, that are more prevalent to areas where blisters occur. Or if you're getting a blister, you can spray this on and it forms a barrier between your skin and whatever's rubbing on it, your sock and your boot and stuff. So that's just another addition to my first aid kit there. So that's a few items there that can help you prevent blisters, dress blisters, and just look after your feet in general. Now, it's really important that when you get to your camp, you know, whether it's a tent or whether you set up a bivvy or, you know, you're in a bothy or whatever it might be, if you're staying there overnight, then it's really important that you do look after your feet and you don't just, you know, jack on it. If you do that, if you don't look after your feet and you just think, oh, I want to get something to eat, I want to get something to drink, then you're going to regret it, okay? And whether that's just having wet feet or whether it's you've got sore spots or, you know, stuff that could get infected, it's really important to treat your feet, okay? You know, this is coming from years and years of experience of my own, of being on my feet. And as an infantry soldier, your feet are the most important thing you've got other than your rifle. So it's super, super important. If your feet are knackered, you're knackered. You can't operate. And, you know, the same for if you're just out there hiking, especially if you're doing a long distance trail. If you don't keep on top of your admin, especially your feet, then you're not potentially going to finish your walk, and you could find yourself stranded somewhere, you know, if you're literally unable to flipping move, unable to walk. So you need to make sure your feet are dry. So get them out your boots, get them out your socks, dry them off, use your towel, dry them off, change into your socks, like your new socks. If you've got a secondary set of footwear, like a pair of flip-flops or maybe a lightweight pair of trainers, you could get those on. Make sure you powder your feet, make sure you dress any blisters or any other issues you might have, and just keep on top of them, okay? Now, when it comes to moving off in the morning then, if you're wearing boots and they're sopping wet, maybe you've done a river crossing, one thing you can do is actually you can get the waterproof socks nowadays, okay? So you can get the ones with a membrane in, you know, like a breathable membrane. There's various companies that do those. So instead of putting a fresh pair of socks into a pair of wet boots, and your feet are wet instantly again, it'll at least give them a bit of an opportunity to dry a little bit as you're moving. The heat of your feet will help the boots dry slightly through the socks, you know, and it just means that you're not just moving straight off again with wet feet. If you are moving, if you're walking with sopping wet feet, the chances are you're going to get blisters easier, plus your feet are just going to start deteriorating and you're going to start getting what used to be called trench foot, okay, so athlete's foot. Okay, so number one priority is making sure they're dry and looking after any potential issues or any issues you may have, okay? Right then guys, just to summarise then, that's just a quick talk through of foot care in the field. As I said, I've got an awful lot of experience of this. You know, I've spent time in deserts, in jungles, in cold environments where I've had trench foot, and it's not through bad drills, it's because there's just no way around it. If you get wet feet in as a soldier, sometimes you've just not got the option of being able to change or dry your boots out and stuff like that. So, you know, I've felt the pain, I've gone through those experiences of being uncomfortable and having to walk with sodden wet boots, with blisters and stuff like that. If you can prevent a problem from getting worse and look after your feet and you can get your boots off and dry them and powder them, it's just going to help you out so much, especially if you're doing a particularly long distance hike. So if you're doing the West Highland Way, or you know, a through hike out in the Appalachian Trail or something like that, you're just going to be so much happier if you've looked after your feet, especially in those early days where, you know, things are starting to develop, you're getting hot spots, stuff like that. So just a quick canter through then. Hopefully that's been of use to some people out there. If anyone else has got any ideas out there that I haven't covered, any things that you can use to, you know, help prevent blisters, anything you can use to help kind of alleviate some of the issues we've been talking around, please mention them in the comments below. No one's ever too old to learn. I'm really up for any great comments that people make out there in regards to foot care in the field. So please do put any comments you've got in below and let's all learn something. So thanks a lot for your support for the channel, especially those that are members. Really appreciate it. And as always, stay prepared. And a big shout out to all the members that are supporting my channel. Much appreciated. Thanks guys.